Hang on. Hi guys, welcome back to another Juicy React.
Yes, for today's video, we have a very interesting one. We've reacted to one of his videos before. You guys have sent in a second one. If you want us to react to anything, please send us a message on Instagram. That's kind of where we get the reaction requests from. You can find our Instagrams in the description below. And if you like vlogs, if you like YouTube videos, if you like travel, if you like lifestyle, all that kind of stuff.
If you like vlogs in one apartment over quarantine.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have some exciting news.
We have a main YouTube channel. The Juicy Vlog, our main YouTube channel, is linked in the description. So if you want to go and check that out, we would really, really appreciate it. But thanks for clicking on today's video. We're going to get straight in with this one.
Today is a reaction of top 5 weird Filipino food combinations that actually taste good.
Now, I only really know of one that is weird to us. Or if you're in the Philippines, it's not weird because you're used to it. But bless you. As foreigners, when we first heard that, and I'm guessing this is going to be in the video, when we first heard that Champurrado, like chocolate porridge, was paired with fish, we were like,
so strange.
We've never had chocolate and fish together.
Fish is such a strong taste, and then like chocolate so sweet.
And
that makes no sense in my British mind.
It's the mix of sweet and savoury.
Yeah.
So apparently there's more of these things. We've got 5 more to look at today.
4 more. I think that's going to be one.
I think that's going to be one. So let's get in. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
I tried it for the first time on camera, so it was a very honest reaction. And I'm like, okay, here we go. As a foreigner, this is more confronting than it seems for a Filipino. I'm like, eat my champurrado and then like bite my fish. I was like, man, this is just salted chocolate. It's really good. Filipinos are masters of interesting flavor combinations. And today I'm going to bring you my top 5 Filipino combinations. I like to call them or think of them as culinary oxymorons. And I really love this topic because it's
contradictory. Yeah, that makes sense.
The Filipinos do of matching the sort of sweet, sour, salty, bitter.
That'd be a great name for a restaurant. Contradict.
Often
Cool fun.
quite weird and wonderful
maybe like
ingredients
cheese in dessert.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you
I like cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one on my list is French fries meets ice cream.
What?
That people do that in the UK.
People do
they
that
dip
in
it in
the UK.
milkshakes.
I've never done it personally.
During the American period in the 20th century, where you had ice cream becoming far more widely available.
I've got friends who do this.
It's not just Philippines.
And also the advent of fast food and being able to get your hot French fries from a fast food takeaway store. And then of course, you know, Filipinos would look at that and
this
like
looks so wrong, doesn't it?
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to dip my fries in the ice cream. It seems obvious. Now it's actually quite delicious and you're pretty much getting, I mean, when you think about it, it's basically you've got carbohydrate here with a little bit of salt on it and you're just dipping it in something sweet, right? So it doesn't, actually from a taste standpoint, it kind of makes a lot of sense. And if you're somebody who's ever like washed down your fries at a fast food joint with a thick shake, that's pretty much what you're doing.
True.
It's just that you're kind of separating the two so it doesn't seem as weird, whereas Philippines is just like bang, straight fries, ice cream, one go. For me, it's actually pretty tasty and you can always add to the culinary value of this one by going for flavored ice cream or going for a sundae with topping, or you have it with ube ice cream. Try it out. A 7 out of 10.
I think that would be nice with ube ice cream, actually.
Okay, so number 4 on my list of
I can see that.
combinations is manga at bagoong. Now,
we've actually
tried we've had that actually.
Here we're talking about the.
I forgot about that. That's such an obvious one.
It sounds normal again now because that's the only way we've had it.
Uninitiated in Filipino cooking, this is the fermented shrimp
I actually have some in the
paste
cupboard.
that is used very, very widely here in the Philippines as a flavoring agent for cooking. Now, how do you get
I just decided not to.
So this is basically you get a clay pot and you fill it with lots and lots of baby shrimp or baby fish and you pour in some brine and you let it ferment. And what is still at the bottom after about 3 months of fermentation, that's bagoong. And the water at the top, that's fish sauce or patis. So that's sort of what we're talking about here. And
so you get 2 products out of one.
Go, I know what to do with that. I'm going to dip some mango in that and eat it. And that's what they do. So, you know, you can find this very widely on the street. There'll be a green mango, it's been peeled, it's been chopped into pieces, and you dip that in your bagoong and then you eat it. And it's actually better than you think. Like, I mean, for me, the first time I was like, nah, that sounds really gross. It's actually considerably better than you think to try this one out because you get this like intense sourness and an intense saltiness together, but they do really kind of balance each other out.
It's funny, when you combine these ingredients, it's like,
it kind of makes sense.
You can't taste the two. It's not like eating like a fishy fruit. It's like together the flavors are so strong for each ingredient. Together they taste good, but like a total new dish.
Kind of works.
In Manila or anywhere else in the Philippines, do try it out. Number 3 on my list of favorite Pinoy combinations is Puto at dinuguan. Puto is a Filipino. It's this like small, sweet rice cake that
spongy,
has been steamed, and then it's not a very exciting flavor on its own. So puto is often served with something else. You might dip it in a bit more sugar, or you might have some other palaman that you're going to have that with. And one of the favorite things to eat it with is dinuguan. Now dinuguan, the root word is dugo, meaning blood, and dinuguan is basically that something that is cooked using animal blood. Sounds delicious. So dinuguan, the classic animal used in cooking that would be pork, and it usually contains some pork meat, some pork innards like the liver or the intestines is going to be chopped up and go in the dinuguan, and then it uses the pig's blood as well in cooking and stewing the meat. So it's like you're using every part of the animal when making dinuguan. Gross as it sounds, I mean, I think most of us today believe in sort of sustainable food production, and in a way, if you're not consuming the whole animal,
if you're going to eat a steak, you can eat blood.
For the environment, so
it's true.
Nice food in that sense if you can get your head around eating and consuming the innards and the pork blood. Filipinos, of course, would look at this and go, you know, I've got a blood stew here. I know, I'll take this lovely rice cake and I'll dip that in there and eat that, and that'll be really delicious. And actually, it does taste pretty good. It's again a combination of the sort of a sweet and salty together that's quite surprising. So there's a bit of a myth when it comes to Filipino and eating different types of food. And what it's said is that if you're a woman who is pregnant and a real fan of a certain dish during your pregnancy, then your future child is said to be conceived in that dish, or pinaglihi sa itong ulam. What that means is that if you're a pregnant Filipino woman and you're craving puto, so you're more likely to have a baby with fair complexion. And if you eat a lot of dinuguan during your pregnancy, you're more likely to have a child of dark complexion, is what Filipinos believe. Now, if you eat puto and dinuguan together in this combination, I have to presume that you get something like my own son, AJ Urbano, who is a classic jalapeno or half Filipino, who has
jalapeno. I've never heard that.
I've never heard that phrase.
My wife is from the Philippines. She was not eating puto and dinuguan when my children were born, but there you go. So this one, for me, not my favorite combination, as much as I love to try it. So this is probably going to be like a 3 out of 10 on flavor for me, but you know, Filipinos swear by it, so that's why it's on the list. Okay, so number 2 on my list, it's actually a 3-way, and it is suman with manga and chocolate. Suman is a Philippine rice cake in the kakanin group of foods. So it uses usually a refined sugar, it uses glutinous rice, a little bit of ginger for flavoring, and then wrapped in a banana leaf, which imparts flavor. And when you open it, it's like a log of packed rice cake that is sweet. Now you take that and you dip it in a little bit of sugar, then you have some mango. It has to be ripe mango, and you have those two together, and that's very nice. You think, you know, mango, sugar, rice, and that's actually a very popular combination in the Malay Peninsula as well, in Malaysia and Thailand. So what makes Filipinos so interesting is that then they go, oh, let's now have that with a cup of hot chocolate, which is a very Mexican thing to do. And that's why I think this is such a fascinating global cuisine, because
that
it takes
sounds good though. That's all sweet and sweet. I wouldn't say that's strange.
That's weird.
Influence on it.
The
secret with eating this is you always want to start with the mango first, right? So you take a spoon out of the ripe mango, which will be delicious and soft, and you eat the mango. And then just as you finish eating the mango and you've swallowed it, you take your suman, you dip it in sugar, and you put that in your mouth, and you're eating that, right? So now you've got mango on your palate, then you add the suman, and then you drink the chocolate. And as the chocolate goes down, it just pops.
I want to try that.
You know when there's like orange infused chocolate or little fruit chips in chocolate, it's that kind of effect, but it really
glutinous rice and mangoes currently.
So this one is super sarap. For me, it's a 10 out of 10 in terms of flavor goodness, and that is why it is number 2 on my list. And number 1 on my list of Filipino flavor combinations you must try, it's toyo at champurrado.
Oh, okay.
Now, why does this one make my number 1?
This is the
I
intro.
think it's a combination.
That's why.
1, it's genuinely delicious, and 2, it's super cool. And when you see this plated up, you're just like, who thought of that? Like, it's very creative when you think about it. This is probably the world's first form of salted chocolate combination. I'm not aware that salted chocolate was a thing before toyo.
Because like salted caramel is so popular now.
This probably has several hundred years on the West discovering salted chocolate. So let's look at each of the ingredients separately. So first, your champurrado, right, is basically a chocolate porridge that uses cocoa, it uses glutinous rice, sugar, and it's kind of enjoying a warm, hot cup of cocoa with thick, gooey, sweet rice in it together. So it's very fortifying, very filling, and deliciously chocolatey. You can cut it with a little bit of cream or milk to impart nice creaminess to the flavor as well. And then you add to that literally a salted dried fish. That's the toyo. What I'll normally do when I have this myself is I'll get the fish and I'll break bits of it off, just little bits of salted fish because it's very powerful flavor. And I'll sort of sprinkle that over my champurrado, add the cream, and then I'm eating it. And the first time I tried it, I was actually on a shoot. We cooked it for Maputing Cooking, and my whole team was waiting for me to try it, like anticipating, you know, would I enjoy it or not enjoy it. And I tried it for the first time on camera, so it was a very honest reaction. And I'm like, okay, here we go. As a foreigner, this is more confronting than it seems for a Filipino. I'm like, eat my champurrado and then like bite my fish. I was like, man, this is just salted chocolate. It's really good. But there's this slight fishiness to it, which is you've got to kind of reconcile that in your mind that that's a normal thing. But yeah, I was able to definitely work through that. I really enjoyed it. I have voluntarily eaten this one regularly. And I think flavor-wise, this is easily, 9 out of 10 stuff. Super delicious, super interesting, and very, very authentically Filipino. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you want to leave your...
Cool.
We should try that.
This guy.
Yeah, me too.
Should check out more of his videos.
100%. Let us know if there's any more that you want us to react to in
Hi.
In the comments.
Yeah, I should try that because I haven't tried it. We've had the champurrado. We didn't have the dried fish with it, but maybe we should definitely try that.
100%.
Thanks for watching today, guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you in the next.
Is it there?
Somewhere.
Well,
I'm not too sure. The big red button.
It says subscribe.
Hit that right now.
We'll see you in the next.
We'll see you in the next Juicy React.
Bye.